This does not work. Oh, now we're in the game anyway. Anyway, quickly wanted to fiddle around with fucking Celeste. Dun 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 dun. Hold on, chat. At any moment now. I was pretty lonely in there. Fuck 'em. Dun, dun. Welcome. When the satrap asked us to entertain a party of honored guests, I was wondering who it might be. It's a lovely surprise to say the least. By the way, I heard all about Kazal from your friend Guahatia. I understand there was nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear you meant to us no harm. I cannot thank you enough for dispatching the beasts. As the smallest token of our thanks, the food and drink tonight are Merwady's treat. Speak of which, that shall I start off with? As you wish. Pray join your friends, I will bring you your drink. Welcome back. Whatever did the Radiant want with you, pray tell? Our allies have sent military delegates. News to me. Mind sharing the details?
So blasphemies now plague all the realm.
Oh.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true, as it did in Amarot.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
No one would survive.
Here's your order, friend. May you find comfort in these dark times.
Where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing. We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something, anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Hydaelyn herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days. Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more. So advised the Watcher. But what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Another dead end. And quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
Go to Emerald.
Not alive as such, but not quite dead. Elidibus. I sealed him in the White Horusite at the Crystal Tower back on the first. Contained within that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea. Naught may remain of his soul. However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. I know we can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can. Thank you, my friend. That would mean much to me.
If nothing else, should we learn the First is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it.
And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Indeed. To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the Ethereal Sea.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread.
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation. Yes, so much left for you to see. Where beginning ends, and end begins.
Okay. Now then, is there anything we've forgotten to mention? Are your arms and armor in good order? In that case, it's time we each attend to our tasks, and when you arrive on the first, give my regards to Reen. Tell I miss her. Take this away, my spirit vessel. Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower system in the umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lena for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the ancestor gate. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I'm living my life to the fullest. I'm happy, hardships and all. Well, we had best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we will see each other again along. Time to go back to my homies of the first. Alright, you are returned. Damn. Have you been well, you and the others? And things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself. He said this to you, these exact words. Oh, to know that he is happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Zoe, for taking care of him. Next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself, futile request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in the exarch's absence. Most are in mind that the settlement council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. Have you recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say they have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Ween came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. And the other Crystarium youths just hosted a festival, you see. It proved so popular that there are already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between the preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. When I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask that you broach the subject with her? Wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well, I shall fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Ween. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say. I will be along as soon as I can. Motherfucker, what the hell, dude? Let's cut off, maybe. Oh, I forgot to unlock an extreme here. Maybe the last one actually, I forgot. Let me quickly do that. Oh, we're here. This warrior of light incarnate, you say. Consider me intrigued. Prepare me this tale. Such a fierce battle unfolded atop the tower, culmination of a conflict spanning eons. By your hand did you strike down this Elidibus, thereby putting an end to the Asian menace. Had you not prevailed, we would not be enjoying this peace, the peace which we now have. We all owe you a tremendous debt. And yet I cannot help but spare a thought for the defeated. Though history will paint them as villains, the Asians were driven by a deep and abiding desire to which all men may relate. When one imagines the anguish and sorrow they must have felt, victory seems to lose its savor. So such thoughts trouble even she, who dealt the felling blow. I am neither a philosopher nor a leader, just another minstrel. Pray allow me to speak of it in a language that is near and dear to a minstrel's heart. Love. When two men fall for the same woman, even should all things be equal, the feelings of one is destined to be unrequited. Thus is there never a shortage of the broken-hearted drowning their sorrows in taverns. Nary an evening goes by without me being called upon to sing mournful ballads of love lost. Yet, in spite of the pain that love inflicts, man can stop seeking it out no more than he can choose to stop breathing. Nay. He will never cease to struggle to find love. No matter the weight of sorrow and regret he bears, the yearning and desire drives him on. For love is the greatest emotion of all. It is a veritable force of nature, transcending reason as it moves us to action, causing old wounds to tear open anew, again and again and again. Yet by the same token, it makes the love at which we finally arrive at all the sweeter, and we should savor it and let nothing diminish the joy it brings. Even should you taste bitter defeat, the sorrow you feel is testament to the strength of your passion, a flame that burns silently within you, perceivable only to you and you alone. There is no need to extinguish that flame, nay, let it burn until it is spent, and one day the ashes it leaves behind will become something more than the remnants of your pain. Such are the words of a minstrel, my friend. They must be somewhat open to interpretation, but the listener is allowed to find her own meaning. But I digress. We were speaking about the battle between the warrior of light and the warrior of darkness. Such a battle it was, an exemplary subject for song. I believe I shall place the focus of the piece upon the climax of the confrontation, the better to weave an enthralling epic. The epic of two heroes, one arid in light and one clad in darkness. But I already forgot this one completely. What was this one again? Oh shit, wait, fucked up. I didn't pay attention. Oh, it's below me, isn't it? But I'm not a fan of the city. Into the wrong thing. Oh wow. Are we here though? Following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty fighter registrations. To my old eyes deceive, is that truly Zurai? It is full glad I am to see you hailing home, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is you have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling event from the flood to the knight's return. For this project, we tend to draw upon records kept by the world's people. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours will be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There's no end to the questions I would ask you. But if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many and formidable foes. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Ah yes, Hades. Who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. The battle in the depths of the tempest, the stuff of epics. Yet compelling as it is, I worry that mere words wouldn't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think of it, not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least, we will impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you'd love to talk a ear off Morin, but we should really be on our way. Those documents from Yuma won't collect themselves. Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. I don't know. Till next time then, to tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular, remind him not to overexert himself again and again till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it too hard. Odd check. Wife check. Is that the warrior of darkness? Oh, it's Mini Stola. Sir, it's really her. What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. It's not, Ricky. You'd only give her a stomach ache. We've come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. While I know I want to be a mage, Arkell isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide. I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. He isn't here? Oh. Uh-oh. Why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arkell best, axe or the bow? He looks like fucking Artburn. He's gonna take the axe, dude. The axe. If he took up the axe, it could be just like Artburn, the Warrior of Light. Exactly. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. Really popular though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. That's such fun she's been having basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does she spare a thought for me? Of course not. I waited and waited and waited, but she won't so much as acknowledge the presence of a beautiful branch, even though they are right here. Such a heartless thing, our sapling is cold and cruel and heartless. If you truly missed me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you will call with twice the passion next time. So for there to be and next time you've some few struggles to overcome. So my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do I know this? Join as we are. Spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Not that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Where that goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain, gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. But here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits a tale's end. Finally, Jesus Christ. My apologies for the delay. Alright, so wonderful to see you again. Doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave it to you. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin, never once heard a call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, and then close, and then distant again. Then the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling that had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze like during the star shower. But then I blinked and everything was normal. Next day, no one said a thing, no one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Why? What are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Armorward has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first. Don't worry about us. Please look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. To find the days reach us here as well, you may assure we won't go quietly. No, we hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. Just notice we're already level 86. Hope upon a flower. Alright, quickly wanna turn on my kettle. Time for a nice tea again. Yeah. Alright. I headed to the umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I'd do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena. Decide how we might be prepared for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we see each other again, I'm certain of it. Mr. Zoya, welcome back. Captain has told me I'll give the word and I will show it to the Oculus. Or Ocular.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
Hey, boo.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity.
Elidibus.
Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. Oh. You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all. So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the Convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share. Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
Ooh.
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the Convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived. Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief. In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment.
Fuck.
Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come.
But God had it the same.
In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
No.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic.
Come, man. We're in.
The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence.
Oh.
Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
You did.
Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting, in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back. Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
That's pretty dank. Oh, not the Genshin loading screen. No. I'm Casper. Friendly ghost. Can we attune? Perhaps it is possible, chat. By attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Hold on, let me quickly get my tea. The man stands dutiful by the ether-white-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. Hey you! Attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As a little bit swan, it appears your form is intangible. This is the right place, yes? Popyleon? Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Popyleon. Attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. A remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mare Lamentorum and the recreated armor world. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate widely and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. Dirty door. Can I just walk through it though? I suspect this door leads outside, but how to open it?
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
Is that me?
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure,
Oh, my
however,
soul.
I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable.
So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
Okay, that's not Azem.
Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant. You may open your eyes.
That's so close.
Still a touch small, don't you think?
Hey!
The size befits its proportions. Besides, bigger is not necessarily better.
Exactly.
I will defer to your experience. Without further ado then. Greetings. I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmet Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
Ascian Slayer.
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here.
How do I explain this now?
You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here? Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
Hey, don't call me a thing, bitch.
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
The world unsundered. That is so cool, dude. Darko and Heidelin.
This presence.
Wait, what? It can't be Heidelin, though.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Ah, you don't want to know that, dude. In theory, we could change now everything, right? He said like we can like change, we cannot interact with things and change stuff, but since Emmett gave us this ether, we could like undo everything. Tea is probably hot as fuck. Alright. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. They're actually not as big as they were in Emerald, I think. Those researchers are from the academies and in the world of Homewood. You observed the state of the local flora. I wish they would give equal attention to the ambient environment, specifically how much noise they are adding to it with their little debate. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allows us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation, the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to help us for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say we'll enjoy touring it with us. Now then, our friend Hermes. Aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out. Seek him out there first. Tired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emmett Salker wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so you know how to make a rope. The basic concept will do. No? In that case, Emmett Salker? No. Your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrims sometimes, you'd think he wasn't a nigh bottomless fond of magic. Very well, I shall make the rope, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite material. Just make the material, hello? No means, no. Just be grateful I'm even willing to wait. Yes, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 Petaludai. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 different kinds should serve. Now, I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its users. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you need to weaken the Petaludai first. Good luck. Ain't that motherfucker. You've caught the Petaludai. Come, let us see. Adam. Yes, these final fellows will do nicely. And now for the spot of reversion. There, it's ready. Nothing fancy, but when we're trying not to stand out, try it on for size. Well, not just like that. You need to revert them to their constituent ether first. Oops. Lest you wonder why I asked for 2 species, it is due to the indifference in the etheric balance. Blending them allows us to produce something superior etheric stability. Greater superior etheric stability. Well, and good to disguise and educated, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least I should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. I'll put you scarp with... Yeah, okay. Emmett Silk speaks true. Even dressed like us, the unusual nature will be plain to you, to those who think to look. Someone question your presence, don't make up excuses. Much less try to explain what you actually are. No, better simply say that you are familiar. The question is whose? Ah, of course, Azim's. If you say you belong to her, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Avoiding our associate's absence. For the lack of a presence, absolutely. Were she here, she'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. And we got some drippy for free, Paris. Nice. If you are ready, let us continue along the path to Anagnosis. The place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. Yes, can I help you? I wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mask I assume you are one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. Chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures. I expect you will find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, it's Thelodius. While I've never met Hermes, you know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Amatek and I can discern the colors of swords. By the same token, we can also see ether quite keenly and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Alpus and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment, like it's not. Point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Alpus that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance. And I thank you for humoring me. Come, let us find our man. Alright. Like a Harvest Moon music, that's a good jam as well.
Huh. You are...
Oh. Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
Ah, I see you found him.
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You were of the convocation?
Emmet Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
The Nemestoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
They look like these
The
extra
fashion has been
caudal
to imbue
thingies.
aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Mitron created a sky-swimming fish. The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
I'll help too.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Alright. Seems Hermes and Meteon have found their quarry, a creature known in this age as an ambystoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. The ambystoma, Hermes saw it high up the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him, and he slipped. Oh no. Ah, there he is. Oh no, I find him a little embarrassed. Now, for your own safety, please stand back. Hermes, are you alright? Alright, yes. My apologies for making you very Meteon. Both you and Zuzu, you are called. An intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I had forgotten all about its fellows. Truly? What a relief. I must thank Emmett Salk and Ethodius when I return to them. But first, with the distraction out of the way, as Chief Overseer of Alpes, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. Well, we mustn't keep others waiting. Let us return to Anagnosis. Ooh, I like the goggles. So that fade there quickly. Ooh, a werewolf. I think it would like tear me apart. Unless. Ooh. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the Bistomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space if you would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak there. Very well, take care not to let the creature slip away again. I've decided to open a shop to keep my little creations fed. My wondrous wares can be yours for the right amount of bicolor gems.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways.
Wait, why?
We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins.
Oh shit, I didn't see like this. The rest of the summon.
Will I have to remove you by force? Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteion would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
Ja. Whatever, bro.
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Sorry, so I didn't mean a walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk. Wow. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am, how he made me. Oh. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So why did you come here? Want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Oh, teach you. I can teach you. We could take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. It will be. Where to start? Ah yes, let's talk to Memnon. It should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is, so I have to explain. So I'll have him explain instead. Videos are coming. The Aetheryte. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. For that you need teleporters and permission. What have we here? Oh, you look like a person you could as easily pass for a toy. I assume you are familiar like Meteon. Is there something you need? This is Zurai. Could you teach her about Elpis? Ah, newly arrived familiar is she? Very well. I shall be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist, testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effect they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. Two of you too were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters well and be good, do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. Thank you, Memnon. You had a turn, now I get a turn. Where did you come from? Then probably I don't know it. I don't know much about other places. But this place is important to you, I can feel it. Oh, my power, I haven't told you about it. The creation, let's find the creation. One not being watched, then I explain my power. Alright, the mount. Ah, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. I can read it, or maybe there's nothing to read. Wait, please wait, I try again, with you this time. Greetings, can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind, whether you are converting my emotions into words and intention. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings even should they communicate via unknown languages or other non-verbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, somatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Okay, good. Now it's my turn again. So what are you good at? Fighting. I'm smoking. Oh, fighting. That must means you're strong. Hermes is strong too, but he doesn't like to fight. Even when creations fight him. I think we might be bothering it. It does look pretty pissed. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Yuan-Thi next. She's usually in a small building, one on the west row. Yet has yet to arrive, but sure she's at your side before I tend to continue. Oh. Ah, bitch ass. Oh no, where did I leave her? God, I'm not allowed to mount her. Oh, well, if it isn't me, then I see you brought a friend today. Greetings, Yuan-Thi. I'm an apple. An apple. Could you make me an apple? Kind Hermes likes covered in syrup. I want to share it with Zuai. Oh, candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know, you can't eat meat and you weren't made to do so. But I like to. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share other feelings. You have taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon. I promise. I'm sorry, Zoe. I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. And it makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Zoe. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? There you are. I can see the fresh air has done made young good. So I wanted to learn about you and Albus, so I taught her about this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping me in company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Amitzak and Thelodius will accompany me as tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that she is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at Opilion. There's no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy of her presence brings me to I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Zoe is kind, really, truly. She taught me as much as I taught her. Coming, of course, to watch Hermes, you're bound to learn lots of lots. Is everyone ready? There are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambistromer. Have care when you step outside a hub, but there may be more unruly creatures about. Here's a new species of Italuda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well. very well managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know different... Oh my god. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose form adhere to the laws of creation that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. The domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Ah yes, lightning pneuma, as the report said. Also, we call the structure a beacon due to its form. It is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish the ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead? Meet the pneuma. By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it all into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Oh, am I supposed to hit this thing? Perfectly done, Zoe. Look. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Pnuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Mutant an arcane entity? Good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of Art, the architect, to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hethlodius, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is a serf, and that is all I need to know. Are you finished already? I'm sorry I was in the way. Don't worry, my dear, they miss nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work to do for them to observe. Next we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Antelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern, and so I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelekis.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You'd do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear, I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Alright. Very interesting. Never before I heard of dynamis and entelekis. I can only assume the Alpus flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. Personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that they are not among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, it would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Oh, you wish to know why Emmett was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, where did to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creation, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released onto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Oh, this thing looks cool. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. Specimens created from the council could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable. Lord, with your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet, it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? I need to go such lengths. We don't know, but of course not. Transformation is an art which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about ropeless, shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort, it's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. It's like, may I trouble you to move that charities away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. Have little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Emet is out of sight. Good, let's speak of the plan. The stroke of genius, really. We have Emet train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that said, let's begin at once. I want you to go to Emet. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. The chatting mode saying use your keyboard, software keyboard. I have a favor to ask. Oh no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Oh, I don't know what Hethlodius is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. It is to be believed relentless insistence may serve to wear down every Emet. Please, Emet.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emet. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emet. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Sick mount, holy shit.
I
Protect.
will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
What up, Yuna? The Shadowbringers Collector's Edition mount. Oh.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office.
Hey, Fade.
I was. On the strength of my ability to
Don't
see
shoot me,
ether.
please.
But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even. Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Look at him go.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Huh? Emerging from his reverie, Emmett Salk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Zura and I could relax, and had a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creatures needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this, we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. We helped it to achieve this. The Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want. If I may so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility come to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. Creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all my present tasks. Let us return to the Agnoros. Actually, wait, is there a thing here? West. On the other side. No, it's probably up there, huh? Yes. I guess it's up there, huh? Alright. Alright. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Tell me, Zoe, in the course of watching me, have you learned art of value? Nothing so far, but I'm hopeful that will change. Dynasty seems promising. Only my work were more interesting. Nevertheless, I'm still indebted to you for keeping Meteor in company. If there's aught I might do, you need but ask. Vermis, what good fortune to find you here. Something the matter. The leak car on. I'm afraid it's done. It's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon the nearby Okipites, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I just had feed them myself, and the Okipites were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycaon that is to blame. Innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. Oops. In any case, there's no point in postponing them. Those will revert once the paperwork is done. Where's the scene of the incident? It's off the path to the 12 wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doris is still there, however. Miss Wade. This is part of his work, then I would observe. Follow. Doopity-bee-doopity-bong. By the way, I quickly want to check something. Because I got the collector's edition for Endwalker, and I wanted to put in the code, but I couldn't do that yet before the pre-order or before the pre-release or fucking early access. Jesus Christ. Oh, did they change the Morgue station? Doesn't look like a fucking website from 1998 anymore. Oops. The entered code is invalid. Did I typo? No. Is it not an item code I have to type in? I'm not entirely sure. Not an item code? Oh. Hold on. Is it like the expansion registration code? Oh. Wait, let me try that again. Why can I not copy this out? Crash Steam. Also said invalid. Oh wait, there I typoed though. Oh, I think now it works. Alright, big. Yeah, that's fine. Welcome, friend. The Agno Roses. I'm Sokals. I manage this region under the authority of Chief Firmus, the head overseer of Elpis. And you are? Oh, how unusual. A soul-bearing familiar. Familiar must have a mission, and yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for the purposes of observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case, you need only mention my name to Charmian, and she will gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. I'll soak it all in. Yes? Yes, what can I do for you? Zura is it? An overseer Sokals wishes me to act as your guide? Oh. Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the overseer chose to send you, me, of all people. I haven't been here long myself, truth be told. Until quite recently, I was wholly engaged in a prolonged research project at the Academia in Nida. Surely there are other more experienced individuals who could provide a more comprehensive... This goblin is hardly constructive now, is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover the most salient features of our facilities to the best of my abilities. After all, it's not every day that one is asked to indulge in the curiosity of such a rare and fascinating visitor. We can commence the tour this very moment if you like. And let us begin. You know, rather than have me lecture you as we walk along, I think observing firsthand what we do here in Anagnosis would prove more beneficial. I'll point you in the right direction, and you can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once we've completed the circuit, we can return and speak to Overseer Sokals. Alright, where are we going first? Over there. It's quite a specimen you got here. Charming. Oh, and who is your friend? Asm's familiar. Why you appear so astute and deliberate in your thinking? I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and consciousness. Oh, do forgive my forwardness. It is my duty to chart the behavior of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, you see, but our research here is given special dispensation. Once the subjects are properly registered as concepts, of course. There are times when familiars are tasked with tending cattle, or must otherwise coexist with our other living beings. Such projects are brought to me, and I am responsible for observing and evaluating their potential compatibilities. Oh, but of course, if Azim might grant us permission, then you could abide here for a few years while I analyze. And on that note, we really must be moving along. Step lively, Zuai. Or lively. Who do we have here? A family of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure? Yes, I'm accompanying Zuai here on the tour around Anagnosis at the behest of the Overseer. Sure, feel free to wander as you please, of course, but I advise keeping a distance from the larger creatures. Fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory, especially the specimens found on the other islands. Can be exceedingly hostile. While I'm sure you are quite capable of defending yourself, no one appreciates a surprise task to the abdomen. Huh? Thank you for the warning. We will proceed with due caution. Yeah, that would be most unfortunate. Hello, Charmian. Was there something? The overseer asked me that I give this familiar a tour of the grounds, and I thought the best way to do that was to show her what we do here firsthand. I see. Well, as my work is rather difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but I mainly preside over the plant life. When it comes to watching certain grasses grow, one must be prepared to observe over the course of several years, and in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Tedious perhaps, yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering an entire habitat, and their presence as a food source has an enormous influence on the local wildlife. Was it the sort of thing you wish to know? Yes, that was perfect, thank you. I think we covered the main areas of interest. All that is left now is to speak with Overseer Sockles. I see you completed your tour. Almost, we spoke with those in charge of the various facets of Agnorosis, but I thought it would be fitting to end the visit where it began, with you, Overseer Sockles. Sockles, whatever. I see, and what is your impression of the work we do here? I'm glad we could help further your worldly education. And I'm glad to see you enjoyed the experience. At least, I hope you did. Really are a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust cognitive and cogitative faculties. They are perhaps designed to inspire others. Here's something special has been woven into your aura. You have an intriguing presence, to say the least. Please stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second this invitation. In all long years I've resided here, never ever encountered such a unique entity, and one of Azim's no less. Well, if you have another blue quest, I'm more reluctant to stay, but I assume you don't, so I'm sorry. What are you up to, Chumpy? The grind going strong? wonder if I can tank 2 of them at once. That's actually too much. And 3 is definitely too much. Unless the Wayne's going okay. Pretty good. Like the new skill feels really strong so far. But I appreciate like the general changes as well. Like for example, that you can like use the range attack in the middle of your combo without breaking it. Change, I mean, there wasn't so much changes, was there? Aside potency changes, unless you mean like the new skills. I'll have to get to use that new burst strike. Follow up. I feel like I'm not gonna finish this myself. But yeah, the Heart of Corundum is really strong, I feel like. But I heard the other tank classes also got a busted move. Like the follow-up I still have to get used to. I love the double charge Aurora. Or you are always like, oh, should I use it? Should I not use it? And now you can like kind of use it on cooldown. Normally there's always people like going ham on the fates. Where's everyone? Maybe it's too late. magic. Oh, that's another werewolf. Can I defeat this one? Oh, I think I can handle that. Saw earlier like an A class one. I think it was an A class, I'm not sure. But it didn't insta hit me, so I'm sure it was A class. S class would have probably killed me really fast. That was it. Something? What is happening? Combos are breaking. Again? Oh my god. Am I pressing something wrong maybe? Weird. There we go. Shock more. Shocking. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. Alikian was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Those must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I'll go seek him there. I'm at Salk and I will search the area for good measure. Just to make sure the Leacon did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go ahead. Please follow with Suai. Come, it's down this path and over the bridge. It's probably on the other side there, I assume. It is the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for doors. Let's look for doors too. He's a man with long blonde hair. I think I know him when I see him. Doors, that's doors. Well, now, if it is a meeting, what brings you here? I thought I heard familiar voices. Didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for doors. Thank you. You're in charge of the Licanius, believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields and restraints, frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Cadesis. Once I've submitted my report, I see them reverted without delay. As she says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that Lycaon slaughtered Occupites. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released? I am. The abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaones would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited at the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with, at the fresh slate, the behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory configuration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase, to alter memory or alter memories. There we may observe creations in different environmental conditions, without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous, depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions. Starwood may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief. Let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of Theta is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinction concerns you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. It is all for the greater good, and unquestioned question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all our creation, it is all the Lycaones have. While we see their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that Emmett Salk may better carry out his duties? By all means. I show them to the meeting room. Many other beings are just things to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Oh shit, that looks actually a good drip. I don't like the helmet, but the rest is nice. If it would be just the goggles, it would be nice. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time Michi and I are feeling unwell. Not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting, I said with Zuai. Although I am to impose, may I leave Michi in your care again? I'm in your debt, if you excuse me. Oh, the helmet doesn't even belong to the set. Can you help me with something, Zoe? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations of Alpes. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong, or better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel, and what they convey. What to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I search for one. I want you to search with me. Let's start here at the 12 wonders. Oh, so big and bright, I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what the Hermes said. Just left to attune you. A tall, slender tree rises before you crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could cover them in syrup. Sit outside next, don't worry, we won't wander far. Let me just quickly let you go. Uh-oh. They're too strong. do enough damage. I'll join right back in, guys. Just give me a moment. Yep. Exactly, that's also how I felt. Oh, I got this thing here. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. This would be better for Hermes, but they are hatched in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They are either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine though, let's keep looking. Oh. On tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing its undulations. Or a conian, a flower that can move. Hermes wasn't looking, or it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Zui, at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. Oh guys, this is a big boy, let's kill him. Find nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah, oh, there's why something big, huge. A stench reminiscent of sun old boots pervades the air, without a doubt the culprit of the marble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed them up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, sir? Would you like it? Not this one either. Finding out flowers harder than I thought. Sorry, but could we research a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that, I promise. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Oh, there's nothing. Shiny thing over there, what could it be? Alpus. Oh, Alpus flowers, they are here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're Entelechies. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes though. For others, they're always white and bright. Who leaves the flowers dark in your home? And do you have it too? A dark emotion? I see. Hermes has known the same, the feeling that a part of you is gone, again and again, but no one notices. Please, won't you lend it to me, your pain and sorrow? You want to make the flower dark in front of Hermes? He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Rudy, you'll do it. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you. It means a lot to me, I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's get back and fetch him. Seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they're finished.
Hermes!
Oh. You were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes. We've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company.
No
Salk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment? I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort. Lest you misunderstand, I derive no pleasure from your pain. It's just the fact that you are still here in spite of your suffering gives me heart. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteion and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.
All right!
All right. Do-do-do-do. Okay, I think this is a good moment to stop. It's getting kind of late and I kind of want to get to bed soon as well. Let me see if I can drop a quick raid on someone. How far are we? Is it still like level 60, 86? Yeah, okay. Like 60% there, 65 or something, a bit more. Alright, I was playing Tactical Nexus. I don't like watching that game. Kinda like not very viewer friendly. I cannot host any like Final Fantasy streams because I don't want to spoil myself and others in chat. Well, maybe not that far yet. So I just gonna let auto host do its thing and see what's gonna happen. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be back tomorrow and then gonna do more MSQ. And yeah, I wish y'all a good night and peace out.